Here is Donald Trump saying the exact same things he's saying in 2024. This is him in June of 2015 saying he's going to fix that border as soon as he gets into office. Let's see here.
Running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
It was official. Donald Trump had entered the race, and his first speech set the tone for his entire campaign.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
June 16 wasn't just the day Trump...
So, June 16th, 2015, Trump saying he's running for office for President of the United States. Well, we know he won. He was president for 4 years, and he spent billions of dollars building a wall that he said was going to fix the problem. He did nothing else. He built a wall. So, now, 2024, same rhetoric, same complaint, same people crossing the border, and probably more so because the economy was so bad under Trump, nobody wanted to come into the United States. The United States was closed, businesses were closed, people were fired, people were unemployed, people were getting little bits of money here and there from the federal government so they could eat. They were told they didn't have to pay rent because nobody had any money. People who had property, landlords and so forth, couldn't get paid for their mortgage payments that were due, and cars were going nowhere. No one needed gas because you couldn't go anywhere. Everything was closed. The country was in a spiral downwards, and Donald Trump failed to do what we needed as a leader. He failed us totally. So there were no immigrants wanting to come into the United States during Trump's presidency. But as soon as he left office, they came in droves because America was prospering again under President Biden. And you can see by our stock market and so forth that everything is up to the highest levels ever in history. So if he's running on the exact same things from 2015, why didn't he fix the problem when he was president? Why is he trying to blame the people who came after him to fix the problem he was supposed to do? If he's complaining about Afghanistan and how Biden ended the war, why didn't Trump end the 20-year war when he was president? He could have easily gotten out all of the equipment that he's complained about and saved us billions and billions of dollars in the aid we were sending financial aid over to Afghanistan. This guy's a failure. He failed at all of his businesses. And now he wants to come back and run the country again. Why? I mean, it's like his presidency never happened. He didn't get anything done. He built a wall that had no effect on stopping people coming illegally into the country. Now his campaign is run by somebody called Lutnick, I'm told, and he is a person who was at, or maybe still is, at Cantor Fitzgerald, a financial company in 2021 when the towers were crashed into and burned. The first tower was on fire. There was a plane inside, and people were stranded, and everyone could see it was a total disaster, and many lives were going to be lost. The people in the second building looked out the window and knew that they needed to get out. This was a dangerous situation, and they needed to go. They were calling their family members, saying that the people of Cantor Fitzgerald told the employees that if they left the building, they were going to be fired. And so they had to stay, even though they could look out the window and see the first tower on fire and all of the panic and problems arising from that incident. So people these were mostly young people who were trying to climb up a financial ladder. They had many promises of a great future at Cantor Fitzgerald, and so they stayed. And they said to their loved ones, they made phone calls while the cell phones were working. They stopped working after a while because of the lines being down. But while they were working, they were calling their loved ones. They were saying, I want to come home. I want to get out of this building. But they threatened me and told me I couldn't leave. So they stayed. Well, the second plane hit the second tower, and now the people couldn't get out. Cantor Fitzgerald took up the upper floors of the towers in New York City, and so the plane was sending flames up to their floors. Those people died of smoke inhalation, jumping off the roof, fire, and eventually the whole building collapsed. So this is what you get when you have a rich guy who's not in the building, who's not suffering with you. He's not with you. He's full of rhetoric, but not with you. He's ready to sacrifice all of the people who are depending on him. The boss, the person who's supposed to know everything, the person who says they care about you, but they really don't, because Cantor Fitzgerald went on to do well, because their money, of course, was not in the building. So, and they weren't in the building either, the top people. So as soon as they lost the employees, they gave a few expressions of, oh, we're so sorry that they died. And then they went on to restart their building in another location. So this is what we get. Rhetoric, rhetoric, rhetoric. But what's to show? What did Donald show? What did he do for the border? 4 years. He didn't have like a year or a couple weeks to try out a scheme. He had 4 years. All he did was build a wall. And if you look at that wall, there are some places at that wall where you would not have much of a problem getting over it if you really wanted to. So anyway, he built a wall, and still complaining that it didn't work. Well, that's his problem. That's the failure of his administration. He should have seen that in addition to a wall, if he wanted to stop the immigration that he's scaring people with in order to get elected, well, he should have done more. He should have done a lot more. And now he's mad because someone else didn't do what he didn't do. So, very bad president. It's like his first administration didn't happen. And if he hadn't killed millions of Americans during COVID, well, maybe we could forget he was president. But he did kill people during his presidency. Millions. Your relatives, my relatives, friends, brothers, co-workers, neighbors, children. So we can't forget him. And again, he's blaming everybody else because he is a very poor leader. Don't be part of the Cantor Fitzgerald story. Don't believe Trump. He's not with you. He's not going to take care of you. He can't take care of our country because, in addition to being a felon, a cheat, a liar, a fraud, he's a dumbhead. So, what do you think? Like and subscribe. Bye.